Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. It's the year 2022. AHA is 5 years old, and I personally have been researching water fasting for the past 7 years or so. With that being said, what are some of the best practices for water fasting in the year 2022? Let's get into it. We're missing a piece of the puzzle.
You start getting healthy and you just become a better person.
We need to start focusing more on the individual.
Number one, this is probably the biggest. This is why we want to start here, why we still got your attention. The biggest thing that I've learned from fasting over the past 7 years is preparation is key. It just is. There's no getting around it. There was a comment recently I saw in one of my other videos. I think it was like how to lose 100 pounds in 90 days. And somebody was talking about how they were struggling, right? They've been basically on this process since the video came out, but they've been struggling with the execution. The first thing I asked them was, have you been doing the prep? And they, of course, said no. If you are not willing to do the prep work, don't do the fast. The reason why is because if you fast without prepping, can you do it? Yes, you can do it. What's your success rate going to be? Less than 50%. I mean, very much so less than 50%. And when I say success rate, what I'm talking about is sustainability wise. I'm not talking about being able to complete a fast. Okay, let's say your goal is to do 5 days and you complete the 5 days. Well, that means you're 100% successful, right? No, I'm looking at the life of your wellness journey holistically. If you don't know about the prep, that's fine. I get it. There's a lot of new people to the content, to the page, whatever. You don't know. That's fine. There's a difference between being ignorant about something and being willfully ignorant, right? If you all have heard me talk about the prep, because I talk about it in all my videos, it seems like anytime I talk about fasting, why don't you do it? Why do you all skip that step, right? And then you ask Chris, what's wrong? How come it's not working? Because you're not doing what I'm telling you. So it's like I find myself repeating this a lot. It also speaks to your mental constitution. If you hear me say, if you want to have a successful fast, you need to prep, and you discard that information, how much more information are you discarding? Maybe you need to rewatch the videos more than once. Maybe you need to take notes. I think what would be a good idea for a lot of people who consume my content is get a notepad. Take notes, right? Like create bullet points for yourself. Engage. Don't just ask, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Use your critical thinking skills. These are all necessary to your wellness journey, holistically speaking. I'm not telling you can't ask questions and things of that nature. I'm telling you engage, right? Don't just blindly ask questions and get answers and not really fully understand things, because ultimately it's going to make this whole thing a struggle. One of the reasons why I was so successful with fasting and why so many people who have been in my sphere of influence has been successful is because they engage. Me personally, unless you have something invested, I'm not really just going to talk to you about fasting and dietary. Like I don't like just wasting my breath. So I always want to see that someone is willing to put some type of skin in the game, and then I'll meet you. I'll meet you where you are. But the ultimate thing that I want you all to get away from this is prep. Now, we're not going to talk about how to prep because I've got videos talking about prep. Maybe I'll leave a card here, make it easy for you, or you could just put in the search bar a healthy alternative, how to prep for a fast. I've made it as easy as possible. A lot of the questions you all have, if you just go to the YouTube search bar and put in a healthy alternative, how come I'm not losing weight? You know what I'm saying? You'll see videos pop up where I talk about those subjects. So that's I would say that's probably the most important thing, prep. All right. And within the prep, hydration is the key. You want to hydrate well, got to hydrate well. So that leads us into the next most important thing, best practices for fasting in the year 2022. Make sure that you are getting the best quality water that you can, and make sure that you're drinking it. Listen, you guys know I say distilled water. If you want to know why I choose distilled water over spring water, I have a video put in a healthy alternative, distilled water versus spring water. I've made it very simple. With that being said, we recommend a gallon of distilled water per day, or as close as is comfortable. You can do things to your water to improve the health and the energetic property in your water. We talk about the sun charging of the water. That's right, you guessed it. I did a video talking about it. A healthy alternative, sun water. That's all you got to do. Put it in the search bar. Sun charging the water is one of the easiest ways and one of the most efficient ways to put an energetic charge in your water so that the water can be absorbed into the cells. Okay? If you are dumping a lot of contamination from your fat reserves and the tissue in your body into your elimination pathways, and you're not getting good hydration, if you don't have good hydration, you're going to exacerbate detox symptoms. And this is going to cause you to come to me and be like, Chris, I'm hurting on my fast. Why? Well, you're probably not hydrated well, and you probably didn't prep. You want to, when you're doing a fast, you want to be fasting with minimal things, right? We used to teach a pure water fast only. I taught pure water fast only because I wanted to condition you all to hone in on your own body's resources versus something you would use as a treatment. See, you could treat yourself with medication, but you can also treat yourself with herbs, the original medication. We don't want to promote treatment. We want to promote healing. You use the herbs to heal, okay? However, if you abuse it, if you're always depending on the herbs, if you're not focused in on your body enough, if you haven't built that connection with your body, then you'll end up using the herbs as treatment. And we don't want to do that, okay? So it's important to build a connection with your body. It's important to build a relationship with your body. So the next point is be in tune with your body. Learn the signals that it's sending. We have been told that our bodies are immature, they're still developing, they're flawed, etc., etc. What if I told you that that was a lie? What if I told you that your body is infinitely intelligent, perfect in design, and the problem is the environment, what we're eating, what we consume? If you understood that to be the truth versus the fact that we're just flawed creatures our physical bodies are flawed to begin with, then that means you approach everything from a standpoint of healing and restoration versus, well, that's just how I am, right? What that means is your body does not attack you. You don't have random pains just because. If you're always sleepy, it's for a reason. It's not just because you're getting old, right? If your bones are aching, all of the signals that the body sends, if you're always gassy, if you're inflamed, if you're bloated, whatever the case is, these are all signals. The body is telling you something. It's a message. It's up to you to decipher that message. And it's not so hard to do. This isn't a riddle. The body is really straightforward in how it communicates with us, and it's very logical. So if you can understand the logic of the body, you can decipher a lot of issues for yourself. For example, if you're having pain in your kidneys or something of that nature, it means for one reason or the other the kidneys are stressed. So now we need to start nailing down, paying attention to the kidneys. When you drink certain liquids, do you get the pain? Do you get the discomfort? When you eat certain foods, do you get the pain? Do you get the discomfort? When you take certain products, do you get the pain? Do you get the discomfort? Oftentimes we'll experience discomfort in our kidneys when they're detoxing. But if you take something, if you're ingesting something or if you're drinking something that stresses the kidney, you'll feel it as well because the kidneys are detoxing. So the pain almost always means the same thing, right? The difference is the stimulus. If you're taking something to detox the kidneys, yeah, the pain or the discomfort's there, but you understand it's cleansing. If you're not taking something to detox the kidneys, it's because the kidneys are being overworked. And so you want to stay away from the thing that you're unintentionally taking that's overworking the kidneys, and understand that when you're taking something that's designed to detox the kidneys, that's what it is. We can't just be afraid, oh, my kidneys hurt. You have to understand the stimulus, right? It's the same thing with blood pressure. If you had a monitor on your wrist, a watch maybe, a newfangled device that could constantly monitor your blood pressure. If you go to the gym, you'd see your blood pressure go up. If you go to the doctor's office, your blood pressure might go up. When you eat certain foods, you might see your blood pressure go up. If you go for a run, you might see your blood pressure go up. Now, when you hear it in that context, you might be thinking, well, Chris, when I'm at the gym, that's normal. Your blood pressure is supposed to go up when you're at the gym lifting weights or when you're running, right? But when you're at the doctor's office, should the blood pressure go up? Maybe because you feel stressed. The point is, what's the stimulus? What's causing the blood pressure to go up? When you eat that food and it causes your blood pressure to go up, ding, 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 that might not be a good thing. That food might not be what you want to be eating, right? Because we understand most bouts of high blood pressure are coming from the food we're eating. A lot of these issues are dietary. So I say all that to say, it's important to understand the stimulus, but it's also important to understand and build a relationship with your body. As long as you know that the body's never going to do anything to hurt you, you can kind of start to decipher what's good, what's bad, what's working, what's not working, what adjustments can you make to be more efficient, etc. All right. So hopefully that all made sense. It makes sense to me because I've been doing it so long. But if you got more questions, obviously leave it in the comment section below. The next biggest point. This is going to help. This is going to make sure that you are successful. This is the culmination of years of research and my own personal experience. Consistency is key. I didn't say fasting for 40 days is key. I didn't say eating raw for 100 days is key. I didn't say being perfect in any way, shape, or form is key. I said consistency is key. If you couple the first few points and then you cap it with consistency, you're going to have an amazing wellness journey. You don't have to be perfect. No one expects you to be. We really deal with a lot of that perfectionist mindset. I don't know if it's a modern thing or whatever. I just know a lot of people I talk to are perfectionists. It's one of the most detrimental things you could do is put that type of pressure on yourself, because the perfection that you all think is perfection is a warped perfection. It's not what perfection really is, because when you look at perfection in natural terms, look at nature, perfection is balance. Let's take the sun, for example. Let's just say the sun was a living, breathing, sentient creature. Okay? Let's just pretend it's a person. Every day the sun rises. Good job, sun. But every day the sun sets. The sun might look at perfection as I have to be up shining everywhere 24/7. That might be the sun's perspective from a perfectionist mindset, because his job is to provide energy and light to the world. So if he's not always doing that, he's not doing his job. But in reality, in order for the sun to do its job, the moon has to do its job. There has to be sunlight and moonlight. It's the balance of the two that creates the perfection. We would not survive if it was sunny all the time, every day. I think we would start having some issues. Okay, maybe some insomnia in the clock, the biological clock, the circadian rhythm might get off. Shout out to those in Alaska to get the 6 months of sunlight or whatever it is. I don't know. I ain't never been up there, but I heard about it. The point is, it's the balance between the sun and the moon, or let's just say day and night, that creates the perfect scenario. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So we want to learn to be consistent. Consistent just simply means if you take a step back, take a step forward, keep moving forward. If you fall off the wagon, get back on. Just keep moving forward. You don't have to do really outlandish things to get benefits of this. The most simplistic pieces of this, you will start to see benefit. If you start drinking water consistently, right, every day, making sure you're getting your water in, guess what? Your headaches will go away. Your migraines will go away. You're going to start sleeping better. You're going to start thinking more clearly. The body's going to start releasing mucus. So you're going to, your allergies are going to reduce. So many benefits are going to take place from you just simply consistently drinking water. Now imagine if you couple that with fasting, whether you're doing 1 meal a day, alternate day, one of the rolling 72s or whatever else. We teach so many different processes and cycles. Choose the one that resonates with you the most. If you're new to the channel and you're not familiar, check out my playlist. I've got a playlist called Fasting 101, right? You could go, you can listen to all the videos in there. Or you could just, maybe you've heard about a particular fasting regimen or process and you know exactly what you're looking for. So you can go to the YouTube search bar, you can say AHA, alternate day fasting, AHA, dry fasting, or whatever, and use the tools, and you could kind of look up how to do that one particular method. I find that most people do better with starting off with a prep, right? You do a prep, and then you do a minimal of a 3-day fast. I find most people can be very successful with that process. We're essentially talking about a 10-day process. You're probably going to be losing anywhere from 8 to, you could lose anywhere from 8 to 20 pounds in that 10 days fairly easily. And it's a really mild process. Imagine if you did the 7-day prep, a 3-day fast, and then you did the 7-day prep again. And you just kept doing it. 7-day prep, 3-day fast, 7-day prep. Every 10 days, you did this cycle. And I told you the first time you do it, you could lose anywhere from, on the low end, 8 pounds to 15 pounds or 20 pounds. If you keep doing that over and over again, over the period of a month, you could lose 24 pounds, 36 pounds. You know what I mean? Not only that, you're dealing with diabetes. You're dealing with infertility. You're dealing with brain fog, right? All of these diseases can be rectified with proper dietary strategy and some type of detox method. People say, "Oh, Chris, you can't get rid of infertility that easy." Puh! Check out the Facebook group. Go in the Facebook group and research infertility. Use the search tool and look at all the women who talked about having fertility issues for the past 3 months, the past 3 years, the past 10 years. Right? Not to get too personal, but even members of my family have experienced this. We make disease way too big. If you all have more questions, what are best practices for fasting in the year 2022, present day? What have we learned? What are some of the things we've improved on? Ask in the comment section. We'll be monitoring it so that we can create more content for you throughout the year. Obviously, I have consultations available. Go to ahealthyalternative.org and you can do a consultation with me. Stephen Michael does coaching, accountability coaching. We can also connect you with Jazz or some of the other coaches, depending on what it is you're looking for. So plug in. Make sure that you check us out on TikTok. We just started doing TikTok. I'm going to leave the link to TikTok in the description as well as the comment section. So if you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, share it. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. And I will see you all next time.